We are Jeff and Meredith Silman, and we have an English Bulldog named Chops.
Chops goes to doggy daycare, and a few weeks before Thanksgiving, we got a call. He had been kicked out. He's not mean, he's just stubborn. He doesn't like to share his toys. He's, very aggressive to play with. He doesn't really know his strength, and he's only 3, so he's still kind of a puppy. And when I asked, what do we need to do in order to get him back in daycare, they said some training might be in order. So I Googled dog training in Shreveport, and K9 was the first one to come up, and I hadn't heard of him, and so I called him. He called me right back and knew everything about bulldogs because he had already raised them, and it's a very specific breed. They have to have certain kind of training, certain kind of people that need to know how they react, and he was just a perfect fit. And so we set up for him to go to immersion training, and he went the following week.
Steve is great at asking questions. We had an interview process with him. He thought he could definitely help us, and we definitely had a few things like having friends over to the house and walks and things like that where he and obviously the daycare thing where he needs to play a little bit better with his friends. So we had those specific things that we wanted him to help us with, so he kind of tailored the training for those things for us.
He was there a month, and Steve texted us constantly, let us know he was doing okay. He would send us videos and updates, and the very first video he sent, Chops was doing things that I have not seen him do before. Steve had him doing things that we have never gotten to do, so he knows exactly what to do with the bulldog. Chops is extremely alpha. He wants to do his own thing. He doesn't want to listen to anybody. He wants to rule the roost, and Steve made him think otherwise. But he respected it. He liked Steve, you could tell, because he does not like strange people. He gets very protective, and he immediately loved Steve. So I could tell Steve, was just a perfect fit.
So Chops is one of these dogs that he just brings joy to you, everybody that he's around. He's so funny. The thing I remember most about Chops is when he came here to K9Nation, he was just like this bull in a china shop. Bulldog, obviously, but he was like a bull in a china shop. He would just run and knock things over. And I remember the Silmans, they said, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, it's all good. I'd raised bulldogs my whole life. And so it was a joy to work with him, and watching him progress. And when he learned the system, and he learned the communication system, and he learned that training was going to be fun, it wasn't this thing where he was in prison or going to get beat down, the light bulb clicked, and Chops was amazing. Seeing his obedience progress over the immersion program, the board and train program, such a joy at the end to be able to go home, hand off this dog to their family, and just to see his growth and their love for their dog and his love for them, it grew. And I was just privileged to be a part of that.
He definitely has a skill set that he's never had before. He knows, he trained him how to identify if we needed him to go to his kennel or his bed, so that he is respectful when other people enter the house. So he's learned to kind of work for his rewards, and it's mutually beneficial. And that's one of the great things about the way Steve trains, is there's really no negative reinforcement, and they think it's fun. So